Love Beyond the Sky. Chapter 8. Next morning at 8 a.m., the sound of birds chirping was coming from the bungalow's garden, accompanied by a gentle, cool breeze that softly moved the curtains by the window. In the kitchen, Kiaan was standing and making breakfast. He was wearing a white shirt with the top 2 buttons undone, revealing his strong chest. His hair was slightly wet, and his face wore a peaceful smile, humming a tune he was cooking. Holding a spatula in hand, he flipped the pancake with a professional flair. Then he cut and arranged the fruits on a plate. The whole breakfast platter looked like it came from a 5-star hotel. Just then, from upstairs, a faint sound of a door opening could be heard, and then Ariana appeared, walking slowly out of the room with messy hair and slightly swollen eyes. Her eyes were still half closed, and she was wearing an oversized nightsuit as she made her way towards the kitchen. As she entered the kitchen, she saw Kiaan cooking, but from behind, only his back was visible to her. With a sleepy smile, thinking to herself, she said, "Oh my God. Looks like Rohan is making breakfast to make me feel special. How sweet." Without thinking, she walked up behind him and gave him a tight hug. As soon as Ariana hugged him, Kiaan's eyes widened in shock, and a heavy breath caught in his throat. He shuddered slightly. Still smiling with closed eyes, Ariana said lovingly, "Oh, baby, you're making breakfast for me. You're the best." A surprised smile slowly spread across Kiaan's face. He didn't say anything for a moment, then in a very calm voice said, Now she held him tighter with both arms, feeling his chest, her fingers tracing his abs. With playful wonder, she said, "Wow, baby. Looks like you built these packs in the US. Damn, your body is seriously so sexy." Saying that, she slowly started unbuttoning his shirt. Kiaan smiled wider, but still didn't say anything. Just then, "Ariana!" A sharp, deep voice rang from behind, silencing the whole house. Ariana quickly turned around in shock. Startled, she frowned and said, "Rohan, you're here? Then who is this?" At that moment, Kiaan slowly turned around to reveal his face. His shirt was still unbuttoned, showing off his defined 6-pack body. That mischievous smile still lingered on his lips, eyes carefree, and half-smirk teasing. Ariana stepped back in shock, panicked. "Kiaan!" she shouted, and immediately stepped away from him. Kiaan gave a soft smile, bowed his head slightly, and started buttoning up his shirt with a very innocent expression. Ariana, embarrassed, walked over to Rohan, her hair still messy, face lowered in shame, voice trembling. "Baby, please. I really didn't know it was Kiaan. I thought it was you." Rohan gently placed a hand on her head and smiled lightly. With a cool, composed tone, he said, "It's okay, baby, I know. You wouldn't have known." Then turning towards Kiaan, his tone turned stern. "But you did, didn't you?" Kiaan, still with a soft smile, eyes lowered, said, "Well, actually, Miss Ariana didn't let me speak at all. And before I could say anything, you arrived." He said this so innocently that anyone would smile for a moment, but Rohan's eyes still burned with anger. Ariana, trying to change the subject quickly with a forced smile, said, "Baby, let it go now. Come on, let's have breakfast." She grabbed Rohan's hand. Rohan stared at Kiaan for a moment without saying anything, then slowly nodded and looked at Ariana. In a low voice, Rohan said, "All right, Ariana, and you," pointing at Kiaan. "Make sure this mistake doesn't happen again." Kiaan gave a light salute as if saying, "As you command, sir." Ariana, embarrassed, led Rohan to the breakfast table, and they sat down for breakfast. Meanwhile, Kiaan lounged on a chair near the kitchen. Rohan took a bite of the pancake and, after a moment, laughed and said, "You seriously cook well, man. You should have been a chef, not a bodyguard." Rohan's laughter echoed through the room. Ariana gave a faint smile, but it was a fake one. Kiaan, in his usual mischievous tone, said, Rohan, sir, my mum always says one should know everything. And I'm multi-talented anyway. I can cook. And, rolling up his sleeves and showing off his arms, my body's sexy too. Then he gave Ariana a deep glance, mischief gleaming in his eyes. Hearing Kiaan, Ariana suddenly started coughing. Rohan got up, concerned. Baby, wait, I'll get you some water. But Kiaan quickly picked up a glass of water and handed it to Ariana. She took it nervously and drank. Rohan's face turned stiff and his eyes filled with rage. With a firm voice, Rohan said, All right, Ariana, I'll see you at the office. I'm done with breakfast. Ariana quickly said, Wait, I'll come too. Rohan, in a cold tone, said, No, I've got other work. I'll see you at the office. Saying that, Rohan left quickly. Ariana looked sadly in his direction. Meanwhile, Kiaan leaned back on the chair, munching on an apple, his every move full of mischief. Ariana turned to Kiaan, her eyes filled with anger. In a loud voice, Ariana said, Why do you do this, Kiaan? Why do you keep making Rohan angry? It's like you want us to break up. She paused suddenly, eyes filled with hesitation and suspicion. Do you like me? Look, I'm not that kind of girl. I love Rohan very much. Kiaan, laughing mischievously, said, Hey, I didn't say anything. You're the one saying it all. Maybe you're melting over my handsome looks and sexy body. He winked at her. Ariana, shouting angrily, said, Shut up, me and you, never. Have you seen your face in the mirror? Kiaan, stretching and smiling calmly, said, Yes, I see it every day. And to be honest, God really took his time making me, I swear. If I were a girl, I'd date myself. Ariana glared at Kiaan with a pout and was about to say something when her phone rang. Raising her brows, Ariana picked up the call. Hello? Slowly her brows furrowed further, eyes filling with concern and anger. What? Right now? Okay, I'm coming. Hearing her words, Kiaan's expression turned serious as well. He sat up straight. As Ariana quickly turned to leave, Kiaan said from behind, I'm coming too. Ariana sharply, No, I don't need any trouble there. I'll go alone. Saying that, she walked away. Kiaan, angry, muttered to himself, this girl, I don't know what she's so arrogant about. She barely survived yesterday and today. Saying this, Kiaan, fuming with anger, throws a glass from the table across the room. Just then, Ariana arrived at the location, and the scene in front of her left her completely stunned. Her brother Raghav and her sister-in-law Neelam stood there surrounded by a few men, all pointing guns in every direction. In the center, Rohan was tied to a chair, a knife pressed to his throat. Ariana, panicked, shouted, Brother, what are you doing? But Raghav raised his voice, roaring, Hey, girl, shut up. Don't you dare call me brother. Just quietly sign the papers and transfer the Roy Empire to my name. Hearing this, Ariana's eyes narrowed. Folding her arms across her chest, she said coldly, Oh, so all this drama is about the property? Forget it. I'll never hand over my mother's legacy to anyone. Just then, Neelam screamed, Stop your nonsense. Sign the papers now. Ariana, with fierce determination, replied, And what if I don't? Neelam lost her temper and suddenly grabbed Ariana's hair, yanking it and throwing her to the ground. Ariana screamed in pain as her foot twisted awkwardly. She had sprained her ankle. Rohan, horrified, shouted in distress, Ariana! Raghav, furious, turned toward Rohan and yelled, Hey, shut up. Tell your girlfriend to sign the property over to me, or get ready to die. Ariana, her voice trembling but firm, said, You won't gain anything by doing this. Let Rohan go. She tried to stand up, but no matter how hard she tried, the pain in her leg wouldn't let her. In pain but burning with rage, Ariana declared, I will not sign. You people are disgusting, evil. I won't hand over my mother's legacy to monsters like you. Raghav, now consumed with rage, grabbed the knife and shouted, Fine then, die! and with that he charged toward Ariana, ready to strike. Will Ariana be killed by her own brother Raghav? Did she make a mistake by not bringing Kiaan along? To find out, stay tuned. Till then, like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon to stay updated.